Hey guys, Mark, your property sommelier here. I was thinking about our time as far as what we've been doing now, which is almost coming up towards a decade, well, at least in another couple of years. My business partner and I, or at least I, came to London over a decade ago now, and I came as a sommelier. Hence the reason this is where the property sommelier comes from. But I came and I worked with Harvey Nichols and a couple of others, being a wine sommelier in really good restaurants and doing that, which was fantastic. It was one of those vocational type of jobs, in fact. Much the same as what we do right now, I suppose, but at the same time, it doesn't have the natural advantages of tasting wine all the time and doing that in what is got to be one of the best places in the world to do that, London. Um, However, I met my business partner in the restaurant, and we eventually ended up opening a property and that we actually lived in at the time as well. So that came about because we found we wanted to try and get a property together because we were going to go into business together, and we found a big house in Fulham. So we got on with that and we did that. We opened this big house, got this big house. I think we just about had everybody in the restaurant's name on it. It seemed like as some to get the wages up there. But anyways, we did that, and we started doing Airbnb. We basically found that 3 weeks into this lovely new property, we didn't have housemates and things like that. So we thought, oh, we better do something about this. We were kind of enjoying it just a bit too much. So we very quickly got ourselves on Airbnb and we created a profile. And then about literally a couple of months later, I remember this was June, I think. By about the end of July, we literally had about 30 really good reviews with Airbnb. And so what we did was, which eventually culminated as being Superhosts, of course. But what we did was, we realised that this is potentially our gold dust, our the asset. Those reviews were the asset that could propel us to doing a lot more business and growing this business. So, literally, over that was in 2014. By the time we got to about 2016-17, we were on our way to about 40 or 50 units. Units as in different areas of London and just around the sides of London. And we had anything from beautiful apartments in central London to nice houses. And then we had a lot of studios as well outside actual London, and these were working really well. So we were doing what is, we called it short-term accommodation, but what everybody else knows it as is service accommodation, SA. Obviously, our commercial advantage came because of the fact that George and I, my business partner, we'd been in hospitality for years, and so we were very understanding of the fact that maybe not every other business thinks like this, but in hospitality, the best ones are always trying to think ahead of the customer. What's going to go wrong for them next, and just put it right before it does. So we're always trying to think ahead. So that's what we did as far as that was concerned. And within a couple of years, 2 or 3 years, we had scores of these units, and that was going really well. It was a little bit of a roller coaster because a lot of the rentals we were doing at the time were more rentals rather than, as we came on to later, where we got different deals and different setups as far as how we developed the business. So that's how that worked out. So as we were coming into 16, 17 and 18, we realized that there's a lot of room for development in this business. So we looked at trying to duplicate what we'd already done. And we looked at other areas in other towns, other cities, and the similar kind of properties. These were student properties, purpose-built student properties, the overflow, which were allowed to be rented out. Now then, as we found out with more properties around the country, they weren't actually licensed and able to do that for general public and just general business, short stay. So we did have a few false starts with one or two companies who kind of strangely enough, thought they would get on and do it. We fitted our units out, and then they changed their minds. But never mind, life's like that sometimes. It's all stops and starts and ups and downs. So anyways, you try to keep the downside as low as possible, so we didn't waste too much money or time on that. Possibly looking back now, more time, because time is everything. But then if you don't apply time to anything, you don't achieve anything. It's as simple as that. But you get better at being more efficient with your time and trying things out, I suppose, which is certainly what we've done over the years, to the point where I would say now our speed of operation, our use and efficiency of time is getting really quite good, and every week seems to get faster and faster, and we achieve and can take more steps. But anyway, some of the examples of the deals that we were doing that improved things through 16, 17 and 18, 19, that took us to